श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजादां सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते अहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरिः ओम् तत्सत् Hare Krishna. I welcome once again all of you for the wonderful session. Let me share my screen. So, a quick recapture of chapter 3. We did a very nice saintly person. That was a quick recap. We saw Prabhupada childhood in the first two birth and childhood. Then we saw his college days, how he rejected his degree given by the British government. Now, the third chapter, we saw how he first met his guru. This is the turning point of his life. Prabhupada took his instruction first time, whatever he met. This is something amazing. A spiritual master, which he told 40 years back, Prabhupada was thinking, how I am going to do. He was the Grahastha, he want to take care of his family, and he want to make money to spread the movement. So Prabhupada was thinking after 40 years, at the age of ripened age, he went to America. So that's how we have seen how he met his first time his spiritual master. He met in the Ulta Danga, the place where ISKCON is now acquired. Now, predominantly, then we saw the the amazing pastime of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and the time management. We saw his life history in brief, how they are empowered and how they gave us the entire Vaishnavism. Without them, actually, those days nobody accepts Vaishnavism, and they didn't have no prominence. And we can see today's episode how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he risked their life. It is not that preaching is that easy. He risked his life. People were trying to kill him. Imagine a sannyasi, they plan to kill a sannyasi. That was a situation because of this Brahmana Vaishnava issues going on. So they didn't like them. So how we seen the time management, then we have seen the birth of Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur, and we have seen a quick life history and Prabhupada moving to Allahabad, where his Gaur Mohan De, his father has died. That's a quick recap of what we saw last time. And um, today we are going to see a wonderful chapter. Um, let me. How shall I serve you? Okay, let me disable this. Okay, so Prabhupada met his guru maybe about 15, 16 times in his lifetime. That's all. In his entire lifetime, he would have met his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, not more than a dozen, maybe close to around 14, 15 times. That's all he met his guru. Every time he didn't ask any questions. The only one question he asked is that, how shall I serve you? So today's topic is that we're going to see how Prabhupada is getting initiated, how his relationship with his guru, what is his instruction. Again, he reconfirmed, he wrote a letter before Bhaktistan Saraswati passing away from this mortal world. We're going to see the Bhaktistan Saraswati passing away, and he again gave an instruction, personal instruction in Radhakund. Also, he wrote a letter to Prabhupada confirming this instruction, what he spoke in Ultatanga last week. We saw that, right? First, Prabhupada met his guru, keep on repeating again and again, again. His guru conveyed the same message, that you have to spread this message in English speaking world. So this is Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur writing. I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a guru, a very good English preacher, if you serve the mission to inculcate the novel impression of Lord Chaitanya's teaching to the people in general, as well as philosophers and religionists. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is the letter. At the end of this session, I'll be showing this letter, what Prabhupada has wrote and what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written. This is year 1936. Okay, this is the chapter essence. We're going to see how he getting initiated and how finally he is passing away, and he gave this final instruction. That is the summary of today's discussion. Okay, now Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was a revolutionary in terms of spreading Krishna consciousness. Previously, what is happening, if you see the acharyas like six Goswamis, then other previous acharyas, they are not in the preaching mode. If there are too crowded people, they avoid it. They would do bhajan, or of course, they have some interest. To those who are interested, they would teach them. They write their own bhajana. They write a lot of literatures. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the one who revolutionized this entire preaching cult. Imagine in that time point of time in West Bengal, he created called Namahatta, something like a cell preaching program, something like he innovated a preaching program like how we are doing it. 5, 10 people gather together, Banashankar area, you do it. Then Banashankar is second stage, somebody get together and do it. If there is another place, get together and do it. So he started doing this preaching program, Namahatta. Literally, there was no one left. Everybody became devotee. He had more than 500, 600 groups like that. He was revolutionary in preaching, and he established roles, responsibilities, who is the leader, what kind of thing needs to be done. And we can't imagine. See, what we there is no invention right now. Whatever is gone, whatever we are doing, there is no invention. This all already done by these two people. One is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and his father Bhakti Vinod Thakur. They are the two people who pioneered the entire thing. So during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, Nityananda Prabhu used to take uh, some of the his followers to around the place Navadip Parikrama. He show all the places of importance. So similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has introduced this Parikrama. Now in ISKCON currently there is one Vrindavan Vrajamandal Parikrama happens for 30 days, and during normal, not COVID times, normally there will be lakhs and lakhs of people from all over the world, Russia, America, Europe. They all go 30 days walking around the Vrindavan Parikrama. Imagine 30 days, they stay very austere place. There is no building to stay. Open ground, tent, they go and stay. And similarly, 7 days Navadip Parikrama happens, which I've attended a couple of times. It's amazing to go and see all the 9 islands of places, the holy places, and hear Katha about what is the significance of that place. So this is the method of preaching Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has created. And as early as 1918, he would start this parikrama. He used to go to various places, especially Vrindavan and Navadip parikrama. So Srila Prabhupada had the same vision. He continued, and his disciples also continuing now. at given point of time in Mayapur, there will be five parties: one Russian party, Hindi party, Bengali party, international party. Like that, there will be 10, 20,000 people will be doing parikrama every year during March, Gaur Purnima time. So I would strongly suggest, if you want to know, get a glimpse of what is spiritual world. You want to really know what is a glimpse of spiritual bliss. You want to know little thing on Krishna conscious, what it is. You should visit this. If your health permits, you must go and go for this parikrama. Like how Muslim people Hajj they go, that's a lifetime achievement. So similarly, every who was born as a Hindu, who claim to be a Hindu, or followers of Sanatana Dharma, in a lifetime, at least they should go once to Vrindavan or Mathura, sorry, or Vrindavan or Navadip Dham. This is very, very, very important because these places still there. Why? For us to go and experience Krishna has come. He's brought the entire. Yesterday I was giving class. Krishna wanted to come here, but Radhani said, "I don't want to come. I don't want to come to this material world. There's beautiful Yamuna, there's a beautiful Govardhan Hill, Tulsi Devi, and everybody is there. Tulsi Devi and everybody is there. I don't want to leave the association and come." Radharani said, "No, I don't want to come." And Krishna said, "No problem. I'll give you promise. Whatever is there in Golaka Vrindavan, I'll bring it to the earth." Because of his mercy, we are able to get this wonderful dham, which is not different from Golaka Vrindavan, which we can go to Delhi and experience it, right? So it's isn't not amazing? But these places will slowly will go inside the earth because they are feeling separation from Krishna. Krishna told another 5 to 10,000 years, this Yamuna, Ganga, whatever you see, Vrindavan Dham, this all will be there. After that, you would not see them. You will not have the same potency. So it is better that we are healthy now. Please go and make an arrangement. Go and see these places with the Vaishnavas or devotees. So he was a revolutionary. So Prabhupada, whatever he learned, he told, most of them he learned it from his father, printing books, preaching. This is what he learned from his guru. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur always he's taken 42 disciples. He go around the parikrama 1932. So these are the things he did, and also he was printing six journals in various Indian dialects. He established the printing press. He's the first person to establish the printing press and distribute, write books and develop it. So when Prabhupada, one more special instruction Prabhupada got from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is, whenever you have money, print books. Throughout the lifetime, Prabhupada followed only two things: preaching to the English speaking people. Whenever he had money, he printed books. Sometimes you will not have food. Sometimes you will not have money to eat. Sometimes you will not have even money to go to the railway station and get a rail ticket. He would walk, but use that 1 anna, 2 anna, whatever is available for printing. I tell you, you would literally cry when you go to the chapter 10 and things like that. Prabhupada had literally no money, but whatever one or single two penny is there, he said, if I save that money by going by train, I can use it for printing. He would walk rather hours together to proofread the books and magazines. That's a dedicated commitment he has done it for Prabhupada, I mean, his guru. So now what is happening? Uh, So there is one time the one politician asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how you can, he was publishing daily patrika. This is the where back to corded inspiration come from to Guru Srila Prabhupada. And previously he was doing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing Harmonist. That is the magazine he was publishing. That was daily. Somebody said, what is there to publish daily? You can do monthly, you can do annual subscription, bi-monthly, or 2 months once, like that. But somebody asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how can you write daily? Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave an answer. In at least in Calcutta, it is not a capital city, but in at least Calcutta, there are daily dozens of newspaper. Where do they get such a news? The earth is very, very small. Calcutta is very small place in India. And India is very, very small place in the seven continents. And the seven continent is very, very, very insignificant place, the entire Brahmanda, because there are 14 planetary system. Out of this 14 planetary system are very, very insignificant. There are few places we can't go. Beyond this universe is there. Beyond this universe, every universe is like a mustard seed. There is bag full of mustard seed. There are so many universes are there. If a small Calcutta can print a newspaper every day, say 12 newspaper, the entire Brahmanda Krishna is doing pastime in the entire universe. There are so many Milky Ways, there are so many Brahmandas. Why can't I simply write some article every day? That was his vision. So that's where Prabhupada followed his instruction. Prabhupada never invented anything. Time, place, circumstances he adjusted, but let it be the printing books, the Back to Godhead magazine, are doing parikrama, preaching mission, everything he learned from his Guru Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur, and he was literally following up. So when what happens is when this parikrama happens, he would organize. There will be a tent for a grahasthas separately. There would be a tent for sannyasis. Sannyasis would separate. There will be a separate kitchen. There will be a people take voluntary because that time theft can happen. So they will go around the tent. They walk around over the night. They take a turn to look after the people. They themselves do the security guard. Then they cook. Early morning they would bathe and the river nearby, whatever is available. Then they would chant the rounds and they started walking. They would walk till generally about 10 o'clock, then take breakfast. Then they would stop at 1 or 2 o'clock. They reach the end point. About 13-15 kilometers every day they would walk. Then they stay their particular place. Then after that, the evening they would take rest, little food. Then they hear Krishna Katha, they do bhajan. Then next day morning, early morning, 6, they would start. This is the general parikrama happens. So that's where this was happening. One time, Srila Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur was in Vrindavan. There is a place called Koshi. So this is the place Prabhupada meets his guru, Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada writes, I was not initiated at the time of the parikrama, but I had very good admiration for these Gaudiya Math people. They are very kind to me, so I thought, what are these people doing in this parikrama? Let me also go. Okay, before that, I will play a small clip so that you can see how the parikrama is being organized, how Srila Prabhupada got down in Mathura. He was going on a business trip. Suddenly he saw Mathura. So he said, okay, let me get down. And he got down there and he was trying to meet his guru, this place called Koshi. So what I will do is, after seeing this video, I'm going to narrate a small, wonderful pastime of this place, Koshi. What happens in what happened, Krishna and between Radha and Krishna. It's a very, very significant place. After that, we will continue to see his Guru Maharaj instruction. So let us quickly watch 1 or 2 minute clip, a video of how this parikrama is being done. Let me know if you are not able to hear or any glitches in the video.
भाई बाबू, आइए, मैं आपका कहीं रहने का इंतजाम करता हूँ।
महाराज, आप मेरी चिंता मत कीजिए, मैं कोई जगह ढूंढ लूंगा।
नहीं नहीं, आप तो हमारे विशेष अतिथि हैं। आपका ख्याल रखना हमारा कर्तव्य है। नहाने और प्रसाद ग्रहण करने के बाद मैं आपको श्रील प्रभुपाद जी से मिलवाऊंगा। वे आपको देखकर अति प्रसन्न होंगे।
ओह, क्या मैं उनसे अभी मिल सकता हूँ?
आपकी अधीरता से मैं आपकी विनती मानने के लिए विवश हो रहा हूँ।
दासोस्मि, मैं आपका दास हूं।
श्रील प्रभुपाद जी, ये है अभय बाबू, इलाहाबाद से आए हैं।
हाँ, मैं इन्हें जानता हूं। आपको देकर आनंद हुआ अभय। आप थक गए होंगे। जाइए, आप नहाकर प्रसाद लीजिए, बाद में बातें करेंगे।
श्रील प्रभुपाद जी इसी कार्य हेतु अवतरित हुए हैं अभय बाबू। वो स्वयं ही इस महान कार्य का प्रचार एवं प्रसार कर रहे हैं। वो हर जगह केंद्र खोल रहे हैं और आध्यात्मिक संदेश छपवाकर बांट रहे हैं। वो सभी को चैतन्य महाप्रभु के महान उद्देश्य की ओर ले जा रहे हैं। आप इलाहाबाद केंद्र से कितनी तन्मयता से जुड़े हैं अभय बाबू। आप वहां भक्तों को हर सुविधा देने को तत्पर हैं। अभय बाबू, आप बैठ जाइए, जरा इधर देना, मैं परोसता हूं।
नहीं नहीं महाराज, मैं आपको ऐसा नहीं करने दूंगा।
नहीं नहीं, ये तो मेरा सौभाग्य है।
पर महाराज, आप मुझे शर्मिंदा कर रहे हैं। आप एक सन्यासी हैं, मुझे आपको परोसना चाहिए।
आप तो हमारे विशेष अतिथि हैं। इसके अलावा आप जैसे कृष्ण भक्त की सेवा का अवसर बहुत कम ही प्राप्त होता है।
लेकिन मैं तो भक्त नहीं हूँ और ना ही मैंने दीक्षा ली है।
महाराज आप दोनों बैठिए, मैं परोसता हूँ।
विराजिए। अभय बाबू, उपासक का परमेश्वर के प्रति प्रेम बाहरी शिष्टाचार पर ही निर्भर नहीं करता। ये तो हृदय की पवित्रता है जो परमेश्वर के प्रति प्रेम में परिवर्तित हो जाती है।
तीर्थ महाराज, मुझे ऐसा बताया गया है कि एक सच्चा उपासक हर दूसरे को भक्त मानता है और इसे मैं आपके व्यवहार में देख रहा हूं।
अभय बाबू, आपको जब श्रील प्रभुपाद जी से मिलवाया तो जैसे ही उन्होंने ये कहा कि मैं जानता हूं इन्हें, ये सुनकर मुझे ऐसा लगा जैसे आपका संबंध उनसे सिर्फ इस जन्म का ही नहीं बल्कि कई जन्मों से है। आपके पिताजी कैसे हैं अभय बाबू?
वे पिछली सर्दियों में ही चल बसे।
ओह, ये
So there are a couple of things you have noted. One, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur met Prabhupada, he always said Dasosmi, because I am your servant. With so much respect and love and affection, always he met Prabhupada. Prabhupada met dozens of time in 4 or 5 years after that. But all the time, he had a special darshan. He would directly go and talk to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. But other sannyasi disciples, they would afraid talking to Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Prabhupada had always had a special, unique role, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur always said, "I know him," even though he met a couple of times. He knew that, and you have seen the setup, how the tent has been set up, how they serve prasadam and things like that. That to just to give a glimpse of how this parikrama happens. Okay, now I am coming to the very important pastime. I will narrate this pastime of Radha Krishna meeting in Koshi. Then we would see this wonderful narration of what happened in Koshi, what kind of instruction he gets from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just give me a second. A second. A second. Okay, so what happens is Koshi is a place where Krishna and Radharani used to meet. So sometime Radharani used to be very sulky mood. She would very angry with Krishna because he would go to all the gopis and like that. Always they'll have a pastime of the fighting each other and things like that. So what happened one day? This Koshi is a place where Krishna comes and Radharani is inside the kutir and Krishna is knocking the door. Saving that is knocking the door. Then Radharani asks, "Who is that?" Then Radharani, behind the door, she knows that it is Krishna who has come, but she would ask, "Who is that who has come?" Then Krishna says, "I am Krishna who has come, Radhe." Then Radha will reply back, saying that, "Oh, black snake, you came here to bite me? Just go away from here. I don't want to see. Go to the forest. Leave me alone." Krishna is always referred as a black snake because what happens is the Brijavasis, when they get married, no, the young gopis get married to Gopas. The first instruction the mother-in-law gives is don't go to that place because that place in Vrindavan there is a black snake is there, he will bite you. When they meant black snake, it was Krishna. Because what happened, to give an example, one lady, she just got married and she came, and she always admired once they told, don't go to that place, there is a black snake. She wanted to curious and she wanted to go and see Krishna. She just opened her mouth like ah, like that, and she was so absorbed in Krishna's beautiful beauty. Then Krishna would lot of do naughty things. She would tap on the chin and run away from there. Then she was always, once anybody sees Krishna, they can't do anything else. They just remember only Krishna. Then mother-in-law told, go and bring water. This lady also had small baby. So along with the baby, she took one pot and she went to take the water. Instead of tying the pot with the rope, she tied the baby and she was trying to dip into the well. Then people saw, oh, this lady, see, look what happened. The snake has bitten her. So anybody who has seen Krishna, they just forget themselves. They can't take away their remembrance away from Krishna. They are not able to eat. They would wrap sari wrongly. They will wear a bindi wrongly. They don't know what they are doing. It so absorbed. So Radha Krishna is generally known as black snake. That's why all of them, they don't refer directly Krishna. They'll say there's a black snake. So Radha is also telling, when Krishna is telling, I'm Krishna, he said, you are a black snake, get away from here. Then he says, no, no, Priye, I am the Ganasham who has come. She said, Ganasham. There is another meaning to the Ganasham. Ganasham means black rainy cloud. She said, no, no, no. In this Kunj, I don't need any rainy clouds. I am happy. I don't want to drenched. You go, get away from here. I don't want any cloud, rainy clouds like that. And Krishna says, no. Again knocks the door. Then Radharani asks, who is that? Krishna says, I am, oh Kishori, I am the Chakri. I am the one who is having this chakra, Sudarshan chakra. I am the one who is holding this Sudarshan chakra. There is another meaning to chakra. Chakri means the pot. Two meanings. One is the chakra, another one is the pot. Then Radha says, no, no, I don't need any chakra and all. My father has thousands of pots. I don't need any chakri. She refers to the pot, but Krishna is referring to the chakra. So like this, Krishna would try to call her, and Radharani would to refuse to meet him. Then Krishna says, oh, I am the Madhusudana Radhe. Then Radha says, Madhusudana means there is one bumblebee whose name is Madhusudana. So she thought, okay, bumblebee, I don't have any flowers in this kunja, and there is no flowers here, there is no honey here. You run away from here to other kunj where there is a white flowers, where you can drink honey. There is no need of Madhusudana here. She said, I'm not talking about bumblebee. I am, what are you saying? I'm your dearest Hari who has come. Then the Hari, another meaning of Hari in Hindi is that lion. And Radharani would interpret it as a lion. And say, I'm afraid of being scratched by, bitten by lion. I'm afraid of lion. I don't want any lion here. Go to the deep forest. So this is what the conversation keep on happening. Krishna would tell his name and Radharani would interpret and she wouldn't want to wait. Such a sweet pastime happened. This is a place where it happened called Koshi. And like that, there are many, many wonderful pastimes. Just by hearing it, you will be amazed what kind of spiritual places these places are. That's why I was that insisting that some of you should go and go on this parikrama, hear these pastimes, wonderful narrations. We should take it as a lifetime ambition that at least one time, either to Vrindavan or these holy places, we should visit. Okay, let me continue with the PPT. We are Koshi. We were in Koshi, and look at that. We talked about parikrama, the pastime. Now, just a glimpse of what is the conversation after the food prasadam. Again, Prabhupada goes and meets his guru. Let us see a few conversation. It's very important. So just a few minutes clip, then I would continue with my presentation.
से बाहर निकालकर आप मुझे अपना शिष्य स्वीकार कर मुझ पर दया कीजिए।
हाँ, मैंने पहले से निश्चित किया आपको दीक्षा देने का, आने वाले पूर्णिमा को इलाहाबाद में। अब जाकर विश्राम कीजिए, आप थक गए होंगे। जब आकाश में एक ही पूर्ण चंद्र हो तो इतने सारे तारों की क्या आवश्यकता? श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के संदेश का प्रसार क्यों नहीं करते?
मैंने अपने जीवन का अंतिम लक्ष्य पा लिया है। आज से श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर मेरे आध्यात्मिक गुरु हैं।
चिंता मत करो अभयचरण, योग्य समय आने पर कृष्ण ही आपसे अपने महत्वपूर्ण कार्य सिद्ध करवा लेंगे। सभी जीवित गण केवल मनुष्य गण ही नहीं, कृष्ण के सेवक हैं। ध्यान से सुनिए, कान खोल दीजिए ताकि आप स्पष्ट रूप से देख सकें। कृष्ण भक्ति का उपदेश इतना महत्वपूर्ण है कि वह किसी चीज के लिए रुकेगा नहीं। जाओ, संदेश का प्रसार करो पूरे विश्व भर में, यही अपना मूल
Okay, from this session, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur remarked one amazing quotation, saying, "What is the use of so many stars if I have one moon?" That he meant Prabhupada. That he always said, "Don't disturb him; he will do the needful." Then he says, "Not all the devotees are normal jivas. There are something special which are sent by Krishna for establishing particular purpose." Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur knew very much who is Srila Prabhupada and what he is going to do in future. So always he treated with him respect, and he also told his disciple as well. So, so this is how he meets his guru, and his guru confirms that he would be initiating next time in Allahabad, where he was currently stationed. So Prabhupada was traveling, so he just got down here in Vrindavan, Mathura, and he attended his and met him. So this is what happens. Now let us see few the fearless preaching what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing it, revolutionizing it, the entire preaching. What Prabhupada learned from this is wonderful thing. Which another 3-4 slides, I'm going to talk about how Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur risked his life to preach this Chaitanya cult. Not only Prabhupada risked his life, his guru literally he was planned to kill. So how we will see all those planned, how he was doing that. So the local people, Pandits, they were apprehension about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur giving the initiation and also putting this as Brahmin threat. He said, those people are low caste born. Why are they giving this Brahmin threat? But he would argue back saying that it is not by birth, it is by the character, it is by their activity. One is decided a Brahmana, Sudra or something. Based on that, I'm giving Harinam, based on Harinam chanting, I'm doing it. So, but whenever these people go around the street, they would close all the major temples. There are 6 major temples of the Acharyas who have established. All the shops were Vrindavan closed. They were sometimes they throwing a stone also at the Parikrama party. So this was the scenario. Imagine nobody is cooperating. All the Pandits, they would close the temple in Vrindavan. So like that, this has happened in October 28th, the party arrived at Koshi. Still, they were, this is the site of the treasury of Krishna's father. This is a Koshi is another place where Nanda Maharaj had his treasury. So still the party would be enthusiastic, listen to the katha, and they keep going. So, and okay, now the importance of hearing. We need to understand that we can see the holy places through ears, not through eyes. You can ask, how can I see through ears? Only I can hear through ears. How can I see through ears? Because this is the holy places. We'll see the mundane. Now, normally if we go and land in Delhi, Vrindavan, then you'll see normal cows, roads, people going in the rickshaw. So you don't appreciate. Vrindavan is Nama Chintamani. It is filled with desire tree and Chintamanis. Can't we see that? We can't see that. That is why it's very important. It is also offensive when we go to Parikrama Tirtha Sala, just not to go and see places and come back. We should know about the Sthala Puran. We should hear from some devotees, understand. So that way we can understand through ears by hearing it, not just by seeing it. So in when Prabhupada said that, there was a message from Keshav Maharaj that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is going to give. But there are few devotees who went to see the Sesashayi Vishnu. when they came back and he was chastising them, what is the use when a guru is speaking about such a philosophy to Hare Krishna consciousness? We should give priority to hearing rather than just going and sightseeing because I came all the way. Oh, I missed it. What if I don't see it? It is not the important. The important thing is hearing it. This is the only reason we can see from the next video clip. Srila Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur says, I want to give initiation to Srila Abhay Babu because he is very good listener. He always hears. Because that one quality I'm going to give. Generally, they have to wait in queue and he will give only first initiation. After some time, only second initiation he will get. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, he gave at one stretch everything. All the two initiation he gave at a stretch to Srila Prabhupada. So from this, what we understand is the hearing is a very, very important process. This Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Baba Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidaranam, Vityavadu Jivanam, Anandam Buddhi Vartanam, Pratipatam Amrita Smadhanam, Sarvapasanapanam, Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, the cleansing of the heart, the knowledge, the Paravidya is revealed. Vidyavadu Jivanam, it is revealed only through hearing the process. We know the encyclopedia of Vedas, it is in your heart. You don't need to go and search in any library. All the Vedas, Rik, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana Veda, Vedanta Shastras, 18 underneath Upanishad, 18 Puranas, Itikasas, you name it, everything. It is all there as Paramatma, as Atma, we are Satchidananda. That is there. One of the three energies, one is Aladri Shakti, Samit Shakti, Shandini Shakti. Samit Shantini has that knowledge, that potency, we are naturally having it, but that will be revealed only by hearing it, by purifying our heart. It will be automatically realized. The more you hear, that's where more realized. Otherwise, this topic you might hear, but you will not be able to understand. There are many people who try to collect information at the mental level, but it will remain at mental level. If you want to go one more level down to realize it, you need to hear from the authorized sources. Okay, now let us see a quick clip of initiation. Then I will explain if there is anything need to be covered. If not, we will move on to the next section. It will be for just 1 or 2 minutes because I'm giving this so that you can, instead of text, you can visualize the video.
नैन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः सं नो विष्णुरुग्रमा नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायुर्त्वमेव ललिता श्रीविशाखवितांश्च स्वाहा पञ्चकल्पतरोभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां भावनेभ्यो वैष्णवयेभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा नम ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने स्वाहा।
आपका अब से नाम हुआ अभय चरणारविंद दास। इसका अर्थ है जिसने निर्भयता से परमेश्वर की कृपा प्राप्त करने में परमेश्वर के चरण कमलों में आश्रय लिया है।
Okay, this is the initiation part. Before that, he also consult his wife to take initiation, but she says she's very good at worshiping deity at home peacefully. It's okay, but the idea of preaching, she didn't like it. And also, she said she has difficulty in giving up tea. So that's why Prabhupada did not insist her wife to take it. Rather, he goes and he takes the Harinam initiation, Brahmanical thread from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Generally, as I said, Prabhupada got both first initiation, second initiation at the same time because Prabhupada told that this is the sentence. Yes, he said, exchanging looks with Abhay. He likes to hear. He does not go away. I have marked him. I will accept him as disciple. Whenever, as soon as they propose for the initiation. He said yes, he listens very carefully, and that's how I wanted to give him initiation. So this is the initiation happens. After that, what happens? Let us see how Prabhupada life is doing it. Let me check the time, 5 o'clock. So we will be able to finish by 5:15, 5:20, and I can take up more questions if anything required. So post initiation, Abhay is going to the. Sometime he would go to Calcutta. Sometime he would go to. He was based on Allahabad. He was traveling to various places. Then one day he goes to Chaitanya Math, and one time he saw there is a large cobra, poisonous snake was crawling. Abhay don't know what to do. Then he called his god brothers, and they also don't know whether to kill or not, because every living entity has a soul, spirit soul. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came. He said, immediately kill that snake. Then they killed it. Then Prabhupada was thinking, how his guru can order to kill some other animal, any other living entity, without any, any purpose or something like that. Then he saw a verse. Then he was reading it. Modeta Sadur api vriksha sarpa hatya. Even saintly person take pleasure in the killing of the scorpion or snake, because it has so much poisonous, it has so much envy, and even without harming them, they'll try to bite you. If you go closer to snake, you may not do anything, but still it will bite. Such a envious creature, then it should be killed immediately. So these are the exceptional in Shastra. Sometimes we read Shastra saying that there is nothing should be killed, ahimsa, then everything is a living entity. So here are some solutions. It has been given here. So sometime back also in our devotee care, we are thinking, okay, if mosquito bites, should I kill it or not? Right? This is a practical example. So it is not only just hearing Srila Prabhupada Leela, we also learn practical applications. Unnecessarily, we should not kill any living entities, because we are already doing killing so much. Every day we are killing so many insects. You know how? By cooking, lighting fire on the gas, there are so many microbes which we can't see. They are killed, number one. When you are walking, you are stepping on ant and many other living entities. When you travel, you are killing so many. When you are breathing, you are killing so much. You will not understand how by breathing I can kill so many bacteria that you don't know, but we do kill. So like this, even by breathing, even by walking, even by eating, we kill so many things. Already we are incurring sin. And wherever possible, we should avoid killing these insects. If it is a mosquito, you can use repellent rather than directly hitting them or putting something, or you can use mosquito net or natural repellent. Those things can be used. And keeping the house cleanly, then cockroaches and rats will not come. Or his father, Prabhupada father, used to have he's a cloth merchant. What he would do is, in a bowl of, every time when he closes the shop, he would, in a bowl, he keep a rice. And everybody asked, why you are keeping rice? He said, if I don't keep a rice, it will go and bite the cloths and it will go waste. Instead of that, if I provide a food, it will come and eat the rice and it will go away. How much it can eat? So it will eat rice and go away. Similarly, Prabhupada says, even a lizard in your house, you are supposed to feed them. Means, literally means we should be tolerant and we should be do the needful. It is not that we started growing all the animals in our house. We need to keep it clean away from our house, but not necessarily chasing them and hitting them and doing that. But we should use a lot of repellent and things like that to avoid from malaria and bacteria and keep it neat and clean. So that's practical. So we need to be practical, as well as we can't say that I will not kill. Neither we should go freely killing all the insects and animals like whatever we want to think, and we can do that. That is not right. So that's the instruction from this pastime that we can understand. So Srila Prabhupada says, whenever I met my guru, he would always treat me very affectionately. Sometimes my god brothers would criticize because I would talk a little freely with them, and they would quote the English saying, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. But I would think, fool, well, maybe, but that is way I am. My Guru Maharaj was always very, very affectionate to me. When I offered obeisances, he would return, Das Osmi, I am your servant. That we have seen in the video, how Prabhupada was treated by his Guru wonderfully. Now, risking life. So Prabhupada sometimes would talk, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would talk privately with Abhay. So he would talk about his lot of issues he is facing in the preaching field. He would say he had faces so many protests from the Brahmana caste Goswamis. Once they conspired to kill him, my Guru Maharaj told me personally. By his grace, when we used to meet alone, he used to talk about so many things. He's so kind that he used to talk with me and personally told me that these people they want to kill me. So that what time happened? One time, all these brahmanas they took 25,000 rupees that time. They went to police and they bribed the inspector, saying that we are going to do something against Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Don't file any FIR. Don't file any case. That's all you need to do. Generally, those days also policeman used to take bribe. But this policeman thought, oh, this is against Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a sadhu. I can't take it. He refused and immediately came and reported to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, saying that all the people are trying to kill you. You be better. I can't do anything about it, but you be take care of yourself. And this is what your position. The police inspector came and respectfully told to this sannyasis. Look at that. And I vaguely remember there is one pastime. I don't know it comes in the next chapters or not. One time Bhaktistan Saraswati was doing Harinam Sankirtana in the streets of Navadip. So people started throwing stones, pelting at him, and he started bleeding. So his devotees, all the devotees, they like a kind of a formed chain, human chain, and they protected him, taken to a place, nearby place. There is a wall behind him. Immediately one of the devotee exchanged his guru's cloth in saffron, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati took white cloth so that they can understand. I mean, they will misunder. I mean, they can't identify him. Then he escaped from that place. When his disciple came with the saffron cloth, they started beating him. So that way, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur escaped one time from Navadip streets when he was doing parikrama. I mean, parikrama or kirtan. They have been beaten like that. So that is the risk of life they took because of them. They establishing this Krishna conscious base. Prabhupada could able to take it and preach to us. Okay, we have seen another occasion, Simha Guru. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is called Simha Guru. When Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was there, big scholars, they were just afraid. They will not even go near. He is such an expert scholar. I told you, he written Surya Siddhanta, amazing book, which even scientists cannot understand what is he's talking about. He's accurately predicted what our Vaishnava calendar we are using it. That is his contribution. He knew exactly what is that. Any subject, any language, even foreign languages you would learn, and he mastered all the subjects like anything, and nobody can conquer him. And he would straight away, shopping technique means he would straight away tell on the face what you're telling is wrong, no beating around the bush. So that's why he was called Simaguru. He was not happy with impersonalism. He's always Maya the philosophy, cheating philosophy, and he would chastise them. He would speak the truth boldly. That's what he was doing it. Now, one time Subhash Chandra Bose, who was a classmate of Srila Prabhupada, which you have seen in this chapter 1 or chapter 2, 1 year senior. Subhash Chandra Bose was 1 year senior to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada used to go and attend his meeting. Subhash Chandra Bose used to have secretly do a meeting in his college. And Prabhupada used to go in the night and the evenings, late evenings, he will also go and attend. He knows Subhash Chandra Bose. One time Subhash was looking for a boys to recruit because his way is different from Gandhi. Gandhi is Ahimsa, but he want to prepare young leaders, young people who can train them in the army. He wrote to Germany. He took some help from Germany and Burma, and he was trying to take all the people from India and their army, train them, and bring the big fight against British. So he's told Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you have so much brahmacharis, why don't you give it to them? What they're doing for the nation's independence? Then he told, leave the simple boys, they are very skinny, they will not be of any use. They're simply chanting and they are really very skinny. Leave them like that. He compromised and they left it. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, even Jesus Christ is a Saktivesha avatar, right? Even Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of the God. So look at this vision of this acharyas. It is not Hindu cult or something like that. Unless somebody is bona fide, unless somebody is um, appointed by Krishna, they cannot preach any mission or they can't do any missionary activities. Like Prabhupada was a Saktivet avatar, which you have seen it in the first session. So, like this, there are Christianity, like Muhammad, they're all the messenger of the God, appointed by the God to spread this. So, that is the understanding the Acharyas give that. So, Bhakti Saraswati, that the word simply society of cheaters and cheated. Hmm? So then he said, my preaching mission will be successful if High Court judge wears this tilaka and he goes to the court openly and give the judgment. So it means that we need to convert each and everyone in Bangalore to a devotee. There not should be anybody left. It's not possible. You can't say that it's not possible because Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur just few hundred years ago he made it possible. He showed exactly. Then from Bengal they were moving to Orissa, so he already, because there is no place, everybody is devotee. Whom would you preach? There is nobody to preach. Everybody is devotee. Everybody is chanting. Everybody is following. So that was is the power of potency of when Mahaprabhu was there 500 years ago. Every town and village they were chanting. Everyone was literally devotees. Then one might ask a question: if Prabhu, if everybody is devotee, everybody would have gone back to Godhead. Now, how come there is a people here? Can anybody answer? Now at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, there are so many devotees. He made every India devotees. All of them went back to Godhead. Now, how can there is a people now if everybody is a devotee? Can anybody try? Any thought? Huh? If everybody has gone back to Godhead, it would have been empty, no? India would have been practically empty, no? So why there are people now? Because another example to give you, when Lord Ramachandra, when he was there, he went along with the entire Ayodhya into that river. Then you might ask now, Ayodhya, how the people are there? There's a new set of bhaktas, a new set of people who fall down from Goloka Vrindavan. So every day it's happening. Few people fall down, few people go back. Like when Rama entered this city, entire city, along with his followers, everybody went inside the river. And Rama went back to Ayodhya. He taken the entire people to Ayodhya people to his kingdom in Golok Vrindavan, in Ayodhya Puri in uh, Haridam, Haridam, which is Vaikunta. So he taken everybody, all of the people to Vaikunta. Similarly, when Mahaprabhu is there, slowly all the devotees went back, but new devotees always will be, they'll be falling down. There'll be new people always committing mistake. So they will take birth here. So that's the meaning. So here, his vision was that every town and village, everybody should become devotees. Everybody should wear tilaka. Entire atmosphere should be Vrindavan. See, such a magnificent dream this acharyas had, and they did it also. It is not that they have not done. It was literally done and showcased how it should be done. Now, preaching. Few more preaching examples of Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur we can see. Uh, so one time Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur was saying he made so many sannyasis because that time a lot of grahasthas, many people are not involved. So he was trying to make sannyasis, but still the wives sometime would come and drag away, take them. Bhaktistan would lament, I'm not able to do anything like that. So then he would say, if a person is living, he should be a preacher. Preaching means it's not that we need to do a big conduct big programs. Even simple, by example, showcasing to your children that getting up early, reading books, chanting. If you inculcate these habits, watering tulsi plant, this is a preaching. You may not speak openly, but seeing your behavior, the kids would follow that. You may not to tell the big things to the other friends. You can say, I'm peaceful, very much peaceful by following Krishna consciousness. I'm chanting. You can also chant just by telling orally. This is the preaching. Whatever capacity one has, everyone should preach. Or you might assist a preacher who is doing it. Let's say somebody is doing a program. I asked you to send a poster. Can you put it in your WhatsApp? Can I put it in your Facebook? This is a request. So you become assisting a person who is preaching. Then you try to do a small job of spreading this message, posting it, sending some messages personally to somebody who's speaking Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, because now we are doing all the languages. At least you're going and telling them this is a program happening. Why don't you register? This is preaching. There is no, you don't need to be a big pandita. Let me first learn all this Bhagavad Gita 700 slokas, ulta, then I will go and preach. No, that's never going to happen. As you learn, whatever you learned, you have to preach. Number one, whatever you're hearing, you want to retain it. If you want to retain it, you have to tell it to others. It could be a friend or it could be another person, whoever it is. Unless you tell them, the capacity of retaining is less. As soon as you hear, within 2 3 hours, if you're going to revise, if you're taking notes, if you're going to revise 60 percentage of whatever you heard, you will retain it. Somebody asked, Prabhuji, I've been hearing classes, but after the class, I don't remember anything. Last class, what you spoke, I don't remember. I've been hearing hundreds of lecture. Can you tell me what was you were hearing in the previous lecture? You can't even say what you ate 2 days back. I'm challenging you. 2 days back, what you breakfast you ate, you can't even tell. Because whatever you hear within 2 hours time, if you take a notes and revise it, it will stay 60%. After 6 7 hours, if you revise again, the third time next day morning when you revise it, 100% guarantee that you will never forget. After that, you will retain it for a long time to come. This is the secret. If somebody was really interested, somebody want really learn, this is not only Krishna conscious, I'm talking about practical. Any student who wants studying JEE NEET cracking, this is the thing. First thing is they go and read if possible. If not, they listen to the teacher first. As soon as they listen, they take a notes. Within 2 hours time, they go and revise it. Then do the second revision after 6 7 hours. They try to memorize it to see they are able to retain it. What are they not able to retain? They remember it. The next day morning, they will revise that subject again, try to remember it, closing the book, whether they can recollect it. If is able to do that, the knowledge which teacher taught will stay for some time. You heard this 1 week back, then you try to listen, now it will look like a new chapter. This is a practical tips for any youngsters who are trying to study, or anybody is in the academic area. This is small tip you can learn from this. Okay. So Prabhupada says that, and here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was asking, what kind of a Vaishnava you are? You are say, I'm chanting. But when we know, literally when we chant, what kind of our thoughts process going on, we might be thinking about so much filthy things, money, woman. There are so many thoughts, bad thoughts keeps coming. Not only that, how do I maintain my life? Or, oh, this devotee did like this. All this thought process, suddenly, I don't know when, as soon as you put your hand in your bead bag, it's a boom. Your mind will be filled with so many thoughts. We never know. Before that, you would have been aram. You will never know anything. You will be aram. But you try this. As soon as you put your hand in bead bag, chant 1 or 2 rounds. As soon as you chant, your mind will start pouring so much thoughts. My goodness, you never thought why these thoughts are not coming when I taking food, when I seeing something, when I doing something. Why these thoughts are not coming? Only when I chant, only everything comes. Is it true or not? Is
Yeah,
it true
correct.
or not?
Yeah.
Come on, say it.
Huh? See this funny scenario. Huh? Whenever you chant, everything comes into your mind. Other days, you never, you will not even come. You will wondering. In this lifetime, I never thought about this kind of things. Why it is coming? This previous vasanas also will come, because the cleaning is happening in your heart. When cleaning is happening, it is tend to happen like that. So then we need to tell your mind, Tushtaman Tumi Kaishera Vaishnava. This is a wonderful bhajan written by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Please type in the YouTube Tushtaman Tumi Kaishera Vaishnava and try to read this. So this is the practical tips, right? When you read this things, you want to control your mind, then read this poem. This is the homework. You go and read Tushtaman Tumi Kaishera Vaishnava. Amazing poem written by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur on mind, how to control mind, what kind of mind you are chastising it. He said, take a broom and hit your mind every day morning before chanting, saying that, why are you bringing this such a filthy things? And the evening, take a chapel, sandal, and hit the mind, saying that what kind of person you are, why you are bringing such a bad thoughts. So such a instruction, he would criticize his mind. How are you doing it? It's for us to learn from this and do our perfection in japa. So this is one of the techniques for doing japa perfectly. Read this poem, understand the instruction given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Okay, now Bombay business. Now what is happening is Allahabad There are so much people did not pay Prabhupada money. He is being giving on credit. Generally, business means they would run on credit, right? And he was giving credit and nobody is paying back. Prabhupada was honest, but people were trying to cheat. And Bose Laboratory, they said, how much money we can keep on lending? You're not collecting money, you're not giving back. How much we can give on credit to you? Because he was the agent for the Bose agency. They said, okay, there are so much more than 10,000 rupees has been outstanding. You don't need to pay, but we can't continue like this. We stop your, we will remove from you the job. You find out some other opportunity. Because it's already 10,000 rupees, we will bear that expense, but you don't need to pay, but we can't continue with you as an agent. So Prabhupada had again, he thought, okay, let me start my own business. Why should I do this? Then he thought, he still the family is in Allahabad. He's trying to move to Bombay now. So he is going on a business embarkment. As same thing happened in Allahabad when he went, the devotees who came, there was no Gaudiya Mutt. They asked Prabhupada help. Prabhupada went to many places, collected fund, he established the temple, he helped the devotees. And his father, when he died, he told them two things. Did you all, any of you remember? There are Prabhupada, the father asked two things at the deathbed. One is give cow to a charity to Allahabad temple. Second, he told feed the Vaishnavas, bring them here and Vaishnavas, feed the Vaishnavas. So Prabhupada has come to Mumbai. Mumbai also same thing happening. There are people trying to construct a place. There is no place for mud. And they asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, can you help? Prabhupada single-handedly taken all of them to the merchants or whomever he had a contact for the business. He's an amazing fund collector. Prabhupada is an amazing fund collector, and his god brothers used to appreciate him. You should become temple president because you are doing everything. You are fund collecting, you are helping us, you are finding the place. Prabhupada used to do that time itself. He knew how to establish temples. It's not something he did later. And he is such amazing thing. He would negotiate with the donors. Then Prabhupada would tell he will introduce the people and he'll ask for donation about the project. Then another Maharaj would explain the project. Another person would persuade him to give more. Like that, they had formed a team, the fantastic team. When the three of them go, they would collect 500,000. That time it's a huge amount. Lakhs and lakhs of rupees in our current terms is just like that. And he established a central road there also. Abhay would travel between Allahabad, his family, and apartment where he used to live. Again, Prabhupada had a rivalry from Sumit Institute because the previous manager in Calcutta, his son wanted to take over this business. They complained to the parent company, Sumit Institute, and they also removed his agency. Like that, uh, so then they're all telling his god brothers, why are you struggling with family life? Come to our temple, live in the mud and preach. You are wonderful preacher anyhow. We are doing everything. You become a temple president like that. But Prabhupada knew that he had children. He has a family responsibility. Time has not yet come. He has to till. He has to maintain as a grasta. He has to do it two duties, Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. He was perfectly managing between these two. He did not leave his family abruptly and go. He ensured that all of them settled to a certain extent. Then he continued his preaching. And similarly, he never deviated from doing Krishna conscious activity. Even though he was doing businessman, he was traveling. He was had high ambitious to get so much money and give it to the temple so that he can construct a lot of business to his guru. But still he was not wavered by this thing. He was trying to do his duty and collect business. Now what is happening, there is a huge loss started happening like that. But he's not able to maintain it. This things were business were losing and things like that happening. So on February 25th, 1935, there was a 62nd birthday of Srila Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur. He wrote a very, very, very wonderful poem. Please go on read this poem. But I never understand his English. It's very, very hard. Unless somebody translate this English to English, I can understand. A same sample piece they are given. The happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May, when he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. So there's a big, wonderful poem which he has written. This, and also he gave a Vyasa Puja offering to all his god brothers who eloquently spoken. This part of the this part of the chapter. They've recorded some of the instruction. I'm not able to do it here. Please, when you go home, try to read this chapter. It is available online and it is printed in the Harmonist. This is the first ever his contribution is getting printed in a magazine. Then there is one sentence which Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur read. Absolute is sentient. Thou hast proved impersonal calamity thou hast moved. So he was understanding Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur mood. He was always against this Mayavadi impersonalism. So how he said how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has come to dissipate this impersonalism. So as soon as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur saw this, he said, publish it. Whatever in future Abhay Babu writes it, Abhay Charanaravinda, that time he initiated, Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu writes it, you publish it, you don't need my permission. That's a blanket statement he gave. Since then, whatever Srila Prabhupada wrote, it was printed without asking any question. Nobody proofread. He would publish, he would write articles. That is the confidence Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had. Now he want to become a full-time preacher now because Mumbai episode is closed. There is no business. Allahabad episode is closed. At trying to do something in the Allahabad, and he's trying to. He thought, okay, let me preach with the family because his wife is alone. He's been keep on traveling. His wife started complaining. Oh, okay. Then he started reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirtana, keeping prasadam, inviting the brahmacharis. But his wife would not cooperate. She would go on inside the room along with kids. They stay there when Prabhupada used to preach. And when Prabhupada was reading it, this is a very, very wonderful sloka. Please try to understand. He read one interesting sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, which says that when one is a special, when Krishna wants to show special mercy, he will take away all his material wealth. Let me repeat. If anybody wants to get special mercy, then Krishna will take away all his wealth. Then people will afraid, those who are listening, oh, now Krishna conscious bandidevi, now then namdu hogbidata anta. Don't worry, yours will not go. So Krishna will take away only for those people who are completely surrendered and who can, you know that Krishna hand is there, then only for those people Krishna take away all the wealth so that they can depend on more. Krishna knows which jiva can take this test. We simply small things goes away, then we would lament. Even small piece of rupees we lost, one purse lost, we will be lamenting for many days. Krishna knows perfectly. Unless we are surrendered, unless we are matured, unless we have that maturity, Krishna will take away. Don't worry. But Prabhupada was a pure surrendered soul. Krishna, whatever he trying to do business, somehow other loss happening. Krishna was taking slowly material, his family members going away from him slowly, so that he is the person, he is going to be our father. He is going to have thousands of disciples, thousands of daughters and sons. Who is he going to give protection to his thousands of his daughters and sons? The entire world, literally, he became a father, a Jagat Guru for the entire world. Krishna knows for that this is required. So then he confirmed with his God brothers why Krishna is doing. Then said whatever Bhagavatam written is right. If his special mercy Krishna want to show, like Kuchela, he would take all the wealth, but suddenly he would give. When Prabhupada was surrendered, he gave 108 temples, not only 108 temples, 10,000 disciples, and you ask for any Porsche car, any amount. He had millions of dollars in the account, and he would travel, royally in the cars and things like that. Prabhupada was not attached to it. When he went to go to Mayapur, there is a small hut, there is no facility, no water, there is no electricity. He lived. When you go to America, you'll go on Porsche, Rolls Royce, and things like that. Prabhupada was never affected. He used whatever available for Krishna's service. Krishna gave back, like Kuchela, how he gave the entire thing. Prabhupada was given an entire thing on spirituality. But Prabhupada was unattached to all those things. So that's the lesson we have to learn. We should simply surrender whatever happens. So, like that, then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also gave a very wonderful instruction. It's better that he lives outside the company. Don't disturb him. He will do the needful whenever it's required. So that one time Prabhupada takes him to the Radha Kund. He heard his guru was staying. This is the wonderful conversation happens. I will close it in another couple of minutes. And he was expressing his problem because the mud, there is a fire because people are occupying the mud. There are so many new temples are coming, very good buildings are coming. They're telling this is my room, that room. They're attached to the room rather than preaching. I would happily sell all these marbles and print books. Abhay, you don't do the mistake. Whenever there is a money, please print books. And he told this. And when I after me leaving, the entire mud will collapse. Entire Gaudiya mud will collapse. So he expressed his internal feeling to Srila Prabhupada very personally in Radha Kund. And January 1st, 1937, he passed away from this mortal world. So Prabhupada reached this letter, he could not uncontrollable. And that's a time just 2 weeks before Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter. So I want to show that letter. We'll just quickly see that. So this is the letter Srila Prabhupada wrote. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet. You have got many disciples and I am one of them. But they are doing direct service to you. Some of them are brahmacharis, some of them are sannyasis. But I am a householder. I cannot. Sometimes I give monetary help. While I can't give you a direct service, is there any particular service I can do? 2 weeks later, Abhay received this reply. After this, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur passed away from this mortal world. I am fully confident that you can explain in English our thoughts and arguments to the people who are not conversant with the language. This will do much good to yourself as well as your audience. I have every hope that you turn yourself into a very good English preacher if you serve the mission to inculcate this novel impression of Lord Chaitanya teaching in the people general as well as philosophers. So this is the same instruction when he met in 22 after 36. This is 1936. After 14 years, he again repeated the same thing to Srila Prabhupada. Whenever he met, the same message was passed on. With this, I would like to stop here. The wonderful presentation on this chapter of Srila Prabhupada. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you are getting benefited on this. I could able to do only one because these chapters are quite big. So I will probably stick to one chapter rather than doing two chapters per week. We will continue. Maybe it is 16 weeks may span into 32 weeks. So we have just completed fourth chapter. Any questions or comments, anything you want to ask? Another 2 minutes, we'll open the bridge. Otherwise, we'll wind up. Okay, Shri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Lalita Mataji, Venkata, Saikuma Prabhu.
Thank you very much for including us. Thank you.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Pooja Mataji.
Prabhuji, this Guru Parampara is, Prabhuji, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada. And why not it was arranged that after Prabhupada, one more Guru would come? It would be nice, no, Prabhuji? They are all coming from Golokund. They are all Manjaris, I heard, Prabhuji. So why not after Prabhupada, the next Guru Maharaj, next like that Prabhupada is not there, Prabhuji. Only Srila Prabhupada and it is over, no, Prabhuji?
Who said?
The Parampara.
Who said? Where it is written?
In our this we have Guru Parampara photo, no, Prabhuji, Gaur Kishore Prabhuji Maharaj, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj.
Prabhupada just wound off his pastime. Now his disciples are there. There are many pure Vaishnava souls. No pure Vaishnava soul will come and say, I am pure Vaishnava, please accept me. Nobody would say. Not Prabhupada said. We can't distinguish. We don't know who is a pure soul, who is not a pure soul, who has come from directly Goloka Vrindavan. But one thing, be sure that Krishna would time and again would send a pure Vaishnava representative. He would send Ramanujacharya, he would send Madhvacharya, his followers. There are many pure Vaishnava souls. Then Srila Prabhupada came, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came, 6 Goswamis came. After Prabhupada disciples are there. After Prabhupada disciples, a few more disciples would come. They are all pure Vaishnavas. When you take Diksha, then in the Guru Parampara, you have to add your Guru's photo. So, third generation, your son or somebody who taking initiation, that point in time, whoever Guru, then he would add Srila Prabhupada, your Guru, then another Guru. So, it's literally you can keep a big picture of Guru Parampara, right? Some important personalities. After Prabhupada, you can have your own respective Guru and worship them. So if you see that in Bhagavad Gita, it is not that only, we see Guru Parampara, 5, 6 of them, then the 6 Goswamis. It's not only 11 like that. There are so many Gurus. You can put all of the Guru Parampara, then there is no space in your altar, right? So the important personalities, we keep them. And after that, going forward, you would keep your respective Guru, whoever it is initiating your, whomever you're taking Diksha, you can take it. But how, on what basis you are telling there is no new bhaktas from Goloka Vrindavan? Where is the proof? There are so many devotees. We may not know. We don't recognize them, that's all. But it will not stop after Prabhupada. It will continue. There will be many new souls, new people. Krishna will be keep on sending. Because he is worried. What happened to my children? Krishna will leave. He will not leave like you. He will be keep on asking somebody in Vaikunta, "Hey, salpa ho, but bandri appa one tingalu anta." So our bartarelli. So there will be so many new souls will be coming, but we can't distinguish. It is our duty to distinguish and identify and take their association.
533.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾತಾಜಿ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು 3 ವೀಕ್ಸ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಸ್ನೀಜೋಪೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು 1 ವಾರದಿಂದನೂ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಗಲು ಊಟನೂ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ನಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಳು ಬಂದು 2 ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ತಿರುಪೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಳು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ದೊಡ್ಡಮ್ಮ ಈ ತರ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ವಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನಾಮಸ್ಮರಣೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ ವಾರ ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರಿಂದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ ಮನೆಗ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ ಮನೇಲಿ ಭಾಗವತಂ ಸೆಟ್ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದು 4 years ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಅವಾಗ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 1-2-3 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ದುಡ್ಡಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ಅದು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಓದೋದ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವಳನ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅವಳು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಇದು ಮಚ್ಚು ಮತ್ತೆ ದೊಣ್ಣೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಬಂದು. ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲೂ ಹಳದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ನೀನು ಆತರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬಾರ್ದು, ನೀನು ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹರೇ ರಾಮ ಹೇಳು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೇ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅವಳು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇದೆ, ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಸ್ನೀಜೋಪೀಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇವರು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 4 to 5 years ಅವರು ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಮಾತ್ರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಇವಾಗ 2 ಟೈಮುನು ಕೂಡ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅದು ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನಾಮಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ದೇವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಅನುಭವ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆ 2 ಕಳ್ಳರು ತರ ಬಂದ್ ನನ್ನ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ನೋಡು. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅವರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಆತರ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವರು ಡಿಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, 2 ಕೊಲೆಗಾರರು ತರ ಬಂದ್ ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋವಾಗ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ನಿನ್ ಮಗಳು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಿನ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಗಳು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ ಅಂದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರು. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ ರಾಧೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಬ್ರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಒಂದು ಕೃಪೆ, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದವರ ಕೃಪೆ ತುಂಬಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಅವರು ಆ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನಿಮ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಇಬ್ರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ? ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರ? ಹೌದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ದೆ. ಅವರು ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನವಿಲಿಗರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೊಳಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ರಾಧೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ನನ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿನ್ಗೆ? ನನಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರೇ ಇಬ್ರು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಕ್ಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಬ್ರು ಕೊಲೆಗಾರನ್ನ ನೀನು ನೆನ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡ, ನಿನ್ಗೆ ರಾಧಾ ಫೋಟೋ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಆ ಫೋಟೋನ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಮಲಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಅವ್ರ ಮಗಳು ಬಂದು ಬೇಜಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ ಅಕ್ಕ, ದೊಡ್ಡಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಮ್ಮಿನ ಕೃಷ್ಣನೇ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಮಿಳ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ತಮಿಳಿಯನ್ಸನೆ ನಾವು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಅವ್ರ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ, ಅದು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸು, ಅದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂದನೇ ವಾಸನ ಜನ್ಮ, ನಾವು ಹರಿನಾಮ ಚಿಂತಾಮಣಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ. ಚೇತೋ ದರ್ಪಣ ಮಾರ್ಜನಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಚಿತ್ತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, 4 ವಿಧ ನಾನಾ 4 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಚಿತ್ತ, ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸನ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೆದಿದೆ, ಆ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನೋ ಆತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದು, ಅವರು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜಪ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಿಡಬಾರದು, ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಅವರು ಮಾಂಸಾಹಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಠಿಮಾಲ, ಈ ಕಂಠಿಮಾಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ತರ ತುಳಸಿ ಮಾಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅವರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಂಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇದು ಈ ಕಂಠಿಮಾಲ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
தமிழ்ல சொல்லுங்க. அவங்க பொண்ணு இங்கதான் இருக்குது எங்க வீட்டுலதான். நான் அவங்களுக்கு என் சிஸ்டருக்கு வந்து நான் அவங்களை கூட்டு வந்த உடனே துளசி மாலை போட்டுட்டு அவளுக்கு நான் போட்டு விடுறேன் காத்தால் நேரம். நான் சொன்னேன், நீ நான்வெஜ் சாப்பிட கூடாது விட்டுருன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. பட் கன்ஃபியூஷன்ஸ் இருக்குது. நீங்க அவங்க பொண்ணுக்கு சொல்லுங்க பிரபுஜி, புரியுற மாதிரி.
ஏன்னா இந்த 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 சிந்தனைகள் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதெல்லாம் செஞ்சேன்னா அதிகமாகும், குறையாது. எதுக்கு நான் விட சொல்றேன்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இந்த துளசி மாலை, துளசிக்கு ப்ரேயர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா என்ன வியாதி இருந்தாலும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் போயிடும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங், துளசி மாலையை யார் ஜபம் பண்றீங்களா, நீங்க ஜபம் பண்றீங்களா, துளசி செடிக்கு டெய்லி தண்ணி ஊற்றணும். டெய்லி தண்ணி ஊற்றிட்டு பூ வச்சு பொட்டு வச்சு கும்பிட்டு சுற்றி வரணும். 4 தடவை மினிமம் சுற்றி வரணும். துளசி மகாராணியை தண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டு அவங்களுக்கு 4 தடவை பூ பொட்டு வச்சு கும்பிட்டு 4 தடவை சுற்றி வரணும். ஏன்னா இது எதனால நடக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, பழைய பூர்வ ஜென்மத்திலே நாம் என்னவோ பாவம் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், அது இப்போ வரும். ஏன் எப்போ வருதுன்னா சொல்ல முடியாது. எப்போ வரும், நம்ம பண்ண பலன்கள் எப்போ கிடைக்குன்றது சொல்ல முடியாது. எப்போ வேணாலும் இந்த ஜென்மத்தில் வரலாம், அடுத்த ஜென்மத்தில் வேணாலும் வரலாம். இந்த ஜென்மத்தில் நாம் நல்லா இருந்தோம், இந்த ஜென்மத்தில் நாம் இன்னும் பாவம் பண்ணல. ஆனால் போன ஜென்மத்தில் என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கோம், அது இந்த ஜென்மத்துக்கு வந்தே வரும். அது இன்னும் ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. ஏன்னா இந்த ஜென்மத்தில் அவங்க இதை விட லீட் நைஸ் லைஃப், அவங்க நல்லவங்களா இருந்திருப்பாங்க, எல்லாம் நல்லா செஞ்சுருப்பாங்க. இது ஒன்றும் கெட்ட காரியம் பண்ணல. ஏன் இப்போ வந்திருக்கு அப்படின்னா, இது பழைய கர்மா. அதுக்கு போறதுக்கு 2 வழி தாங்க. ஒன்று, துளசி மகாராணிக்கு பூஜை பண்ணா எல்லா பாவங்களும் போயிடும். ரெண்டாவது, ஹரே கிருஷ்ண மந்திராவை உச்சாரணம் ஜபம் பண்றது. இது 2த்தையும் பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தா என்ன ஆகும், அந்த மனநிலை கண்ட்ரோலுக்கு ஆகும். அந்த மன சித்த புத்தி இறதும் அது கண்ட்ரோலுக்கு வரும். அப்போ கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா மறந்துடுவாங்க அதை பத்தி. அந்த பழைய நினைவுகள்லாம் மறக்கணும். அது ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்டும் தேவைப்படும், டாக்டர்கிட்டையும் காட்டணும். பட் அது பண்ண இது நம்ம பண்ண என்ன கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா அந்த நினைவுகளும் போயிடும். அப்போ நார்மல் ஸ்டேஜுக்கு வருவாங்க. ஏன் துளசி மகாராணின்னா, துளசி மகாராணி எல்லா தர வியாதிகளையும் குணப்படுத்தக்கூடியவங்க அவங்க ஒருத்தங்க தான். ஸோ அவங்கள நாம் சரண்டர் அடைஞ்சு ப்ரே பண்ணணும். ஒன்று, அவங்களுக்கு கண்டிமாலா இருக்கணும். ஏன் கண்டிமாலானா, துஷ்ட சக்திகள் யாவதும் அணுகாது. துஷ்ட சக்திகள் எதா இருந்தாலும் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா குறைஞ்சிரும் வர்றது. அதனால என்ன ஆகும், அவங்க மனஸ்திர கண்ட்ரோல் ஆகும். துஷ்ட சக்திகள் அவுட் சைடு இப்போதைக்கு துஷ்ட சக்திகள் வந்து அவங்களை தொந்தரவு பண்ணாலும் அது வராது. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 24 மணி நேரமும் பிரபுபாத வந்து மிஷின் கிடைக்கும். சாண்டிங் ஜப்பாக இருக்குன்னு ஒன்று கிடைக்கும். ஒரு மிஷின் இஸ்கான் பக்கத்துல போனீங்கன்னா ஒரு மிஷின் கேளுங்க. பிரபுபாத் ஜப்பா மிஷின் கேட்டீங்கன்னா இவ்வளவு பெருசு தான் இருக்கும். அது பவர்ல சொருவி போட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா 24 மணி நேரம் ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஜப்பா மந்திரா ஓடிட்டே இருக்கும். முதல்ல எல்லாரும் அந்த இடத்துல வைப்ரேஷன் சுத்தமாகணும். அந்த இடம் சுத்தமா இருந்தா, அசுத்தமா இருந்தா இந்த ப்ராப்ளம்லாம் வரும், தீய சக்திகள்லாம் வரும். அதுக்காக அந்த பிரபுபாத ஜப்பத்தை போடணும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். போட்டுட்டு நம்ம கேட்டுட்டே இருக்கணும். ஒன்று ஏற்கனவே தான் அவங்களுக்கு துளசி மாலை போட்டு அவங்களுக்கு எப்பயும் தீர்த்தம் கொடுக்கணும். சரணாமிர்தம் கோயில்ல தீர்த்தம் கொடுப்பாங்க இல்லைங்களா, அந்த தீர்த்தத்தை குடிக்கணும். ஆல்மோஸ்ட் அட்லீஸ்ட் இன்னும் 1 மாசத்துக்காவது பிரசாதம் மட்டும் தேவருக்கு நைவேத்தியம் பண்ணி, பூண்டு வெங்காயம் இல்லாம தேவருக்கு நைவேத்தியம் பண்ண என்ன இதுவா இருந்தாலும் அதை துளசி வச்சு ஆஃபர் பண்ணிட்டு அவங்களுக்கு பிரசாதமா கொடுங்க. இது வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஏன்னா இந்த கிரிட்டிக்கல் ஸ்டேஜ்ல தீய சக்தி எல்லாம் போகணும், அவங்க மென்டல் பீஸ்ஃபுல்லிட்டி ஆகும்னா இந்த 3 ஃபார்முலால மட்டும்தான் ஆகும். ஒன்றும் துளசி மாராணி அவங்கள சுத்த வைங்க, தண்ணி போட சொல்லுங்க, ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா மந்திரத்தை ஜபம் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. இந்த கிருஷ்ண பிரசாதம் சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, அட்லீஸ்ட் அவங்க ஒரு தடவையாவது எடுக்கணும். 3 தடவை இல்லை ஆகுது இல்லை எங்களுக்கு அப்படின்னாலும் அட்லீஸ்ட் 1 திங்களுக்கு அந்த உணவு எடுத்தாங்கன்னா கிருஷ்ணருக்கு நைவேத்தியம் செய்யப்பட்ட உணவுப் பொருட்களை உட்கொள்வதால் கண்டிப்பா அவங்களுக்கு இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் சால்வ் ஆகும். இல்ல ஆனா இந்த 3 பண்ணலன்னா அது கொஞ்சம் குறையறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பே இல்லை. இதனாலதான் குறையும். மெடிசனால கொஞ்சம் இன்னும் ஹெல்ப் ஆகும். ஆனா மெயினா குறையறது இந்த 3 நாள்.
என்ன சொல்றாங்க? தேங்க்யூ பிரபுஜி. அவங்க பொண்ணு வந்து நான்வெஜ் சாப்பிடாம இன்னைக்கு மத்தியானம் விரல இருந்துச்சு. அதை சொன்னாங்க அவங்க. எனக்கு தெரியல தெரியுமா